Hello Sim Gamers and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Derail Valley Simulator by Alt Future. This game is available on Steam Early Access and the official Discord. Both of those links will be available in the description below. Today we're taking a look into shunting orders and a quick look at the overall economic simulation that's available in Derail Valley as of build 98. The reason I want to do this episode is because shunting is a cheap license and a good way to earn some extra cash and become familiar with the various depots. Here we are in the depot where we dropped off last time, harbor in town, right? So today the weather is nasty to begin with. So with this weather in mind, you can lift my mood by liking the video if you want to see more Derail Valley Simulator. Subscribe and enable notifications to see more simulation games like these. And leave a comment on your favorite cargo type in whichever video simulation game you're playing right now. With that, let's get into it. So here we are pulling up in the station office at Harbor in Town, and obviously we have a lot of freight hauls available, but we're actually going to sort and set those aside and take a look at a different order type that's available here. Let me just remember my key bindings and do a quick refresh of the sort, lay out some possible orders here. Now we don't have the license yet, so we will need to go over to the machine to grab them. Let me just pile all these up first. Perhaps I should have done this off camera, but that's okay. We'll just get them piled up really quick, and we're going to talk about all these different orders and how they fit in the economic sim near the end of the episode, so be sure to tune into that. As I'm looking at these shunting orders, we have ones that require additional licensing. Obviously, they require the shunting license, which I don't have yet, and Long 2, which is another license that I also don't have. This one also requires Long 2. This one is just a shunting order, and it looks like it's got 5 cars with tractors on board. That's a suspiciously familiar set of cars. Another Long 2 and a Long 1. So this is the shunting order we're going to grab. Now I'm going to go ahead and put it in my inventory. I can't actually do it yet because I don't actually have this license. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at doing that first. First things first, double check that I don't have any fees. You can go down to licenses and grab the shunting license. Now, I mentioned before, this is a really, really affordable license. In fact, you can get this kind of license right out of the gate with the $2,000 that you begin with when you start a new career. Insert wallet to pay. Grab that in there. Confirm. And we now have our shunting license, which we will put in our backpack with our other licenses. You can, I think you can throw these away. You don't have to keep them all. So, oh, we have the order that we now want to confirm. I almost left. Hello game. Did I... Okay. It didn't print the order receipt for some reason, so... But we've got it now. We'll just step off in the rain and get the pages all wet. Once again, this is a shunting order of these 5 cars. All these serial numbers or car identifiers definitely look familiar. This is the track where I left off last time, which is where again? East. So this way. It's east around the water here. Be careful, it is possible to fall into the water. There's no real game effect of doing so, but I guess maybe it's just a little embarrassing more than anything. Where is that train that I delivered of tractors? Am I on the wrong track? It's entirely possible. Yeah, this is Delta. Hang on. Where am I? Oh, so I went... If I'm on Delta right now, I basically need to go north, east to Golf. Okay. which should be this way. Here we go. Yes. So here's a locomotive we brought in last time from the was it Machine Factory? And bingo. This is in fact, just confirming, Golf 5 inbound. So every time a freight haul order is delivered, a shunting order is created to basically unload and disassemble this train. So we're going to take a look at the order. The first thing we want to do is hook up to this to this train. Easily done since we're already right here. Get the lines connected. Some may argue that I'm doing this backwards this time. I personally prefer to get the train hardware connected before the software, so to speak, is done, the lines. Let's get ourselves up and running here and see how we can make quick work of this shunting order during this rainy day. Since it's proper dumping, we're going to turn our wipers and everything on. And now let's take a look at the order to get ourselves sorted. A little bit of planning goes a long way, right? We know we have a limited amount of time, only 18 minutes to get our bonus for this. So this should be a relatively quick and easy one. We're picking up at Golf 5 incoming, taking it over to the Delta 7 loading bay, or in this time period it might be Dog 7, to unload it, and then it comes back to Golf 2 Sierra. So our next step is D7L. Station map, we are currently facing which direction? We are currently facing north. On Golf. No, we're not, that's north. So we're currently facing east on Golf. Which basically means all we need to do is back this up out of the Golf, out of Golf into this main line here. This past this junction right here. Flip this junction from left to right and pull it into Delta, and then get ourselves in the right spot in Delta. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this over. It's already on the destination. Bingo. I think we're ready to go. We'll go ahead and flip this into reverse. Now, since the tracks are wet... Ooh, I can't do anything. I need to remember to release the parking brakes before we can actually move. Silly me. Okay, both parking... And I can just verify that that lies off. That means our parking brakes are released. Go ahead and begin releasing the brakes, the train brake, and start backing it up. Now this shunting order's pretty nice. I like this cargo type. You know, that's kind of one of the more fancy cargo types that I really realistically have available right now with the licenses that I have. In future episodes, we will definitely take a look at the sort of the license tree that's available, because I'm accumulating a fair bit of wealth. In fact, what do I have right now? I've got 42,000, and this order may put me over 50, if not real close. I'm reasonably sure the track behind me is clear because I'm the one that brought this train in, and this is in fact only a single player game. Gosh, it is buckets. Dumping buckets out here. Alright, 20 kilometers an hour, which is good. We'll go ahead and back off the throttle there. See the train navigating its way around the junctions for the golf yard. And we're backing up around this corner now. This particular corner where we actually want the junction is part of an S-bend. Really. And it could be reasonably well argued that this is the S-bend we're looking for. So let's go ahead and put on our brake here. Might be too much brake, actually, given the weather. Nice thunder and lightning. The sound design and everything in this game is really well done, I gotta say. And the atmosphere. Okay, change that one. Now we're set to go into Delta. Let's go ahead and flip this page over to Delta and take a look. We're coming from the north. It's the only direction that we could be going. And we're heading to 7L to load, unload the train. So both the junctions in the Delta yard, looks like, need to be to the right. Yeah, so this one should be right. Forward, throttle, brakes. This is another one of the locomotives of the kind we're driving. If I was doing some more shunting and difficult work, I could attach one of these at either end and just kind of do it that way, which would be cool. But we don't need to in this one. Let's go ahead and pop another bit of notch of throttle or two to get moving. Two right turns to go to 7L. I just hope that's correct. Yep. Turns out we were right. Two left turns gets us over here to 7L. One of the things we want to take a look at when we're pulling in here, there's a particular little station or machine, little computer that we're looking for. If you're not sure exactly where it is, basically glance around for a red light at about eye level. And that'll show you where the machine is. I think it's right there in this in the harbor. Yeah, there it is. I can see the red, just barely see the red light through the window right now. There it is. Nice and glowing now. Let's go ahead and crank up some brakes. As long as we're not locking up or having any wheel slip, we're totally fine. And we don't need to do anything special like decoupling or anything. It will tell us if the train's in range. Here's all the train in range to unload. And we just flip it that way. Take a look at what's going on really quick. Not much of an animation, it just pops those trains off. But we are now fully unloaded. And that's actually one of the things I like about this game, is that it really focuses on the gameplay of running the train and doing the deliveries, and it makes a nod towards the activities and things that drive the economics of doing this work, such as loading and unloading and preparing the actual train for the trip. But that is not the major focus of the game. It's maybe one of the tasks as part of the checklist for playing this game, but it isn't so in your face and cumbersome that it doesn't. It's, I guess what I'm saying is it's pretty entertaining because it's so quick. It's not train station manager simulator. It's more about the transport than it is the logistics of running stuff. Now there are some things that are rough around the edges, and we'll talk about those in future episodes, such as the license tree and how it's displayed, but those are all things that can perhaps be improved from feedback from the community. And even if not, there are resources like this video and this video series. And the game does break it down in a way that it can be digested and have sort of institutional knowledge gained. That institutional knowledge is actually one of the reasons I like these shunting orders, because it gives me a chance to become very familiar with all of these stations, which will make future work much more efficient. Which means I can generate more income per hour of gameplay, basically. Unlock more capabilities and stuff like that. So we're once again just backing out from where we came. We know we're going back over to golf. This is that S-turn that I need to be at, so I'll go ahead and stop. And the order says take it to Golf 2S for storage. Golf 2S, once we get over there, is going to be, to double check. We take a left here at this junction, and then we're into the golf yard, basically. So we need to take 2 lefts and a right in golf yard. Okay. Do that. Do that. Oh, don't slip the wheels. Slipping the wheels is a real quick way to overamp your engine and cause the breaker to flip. So we're headed back over this way to golf yard. Where we'll make up this delivery, or complete the shunting order. In general, well, actually, we're going to talk about it in a bit. I have a graphic prepared that I want to put up on the screen, and I want to focus on getting this thing shunted to the correct spot first. So once again, pulling around the corner here, we can go ahead and give it some more juice to get there a little faster. Oh, 2 lefts and a right in golf yard. So here's the first left. There's the second left. And here's the right. And we can just verify here. That's one storage, 2 storage. Going along right here. Which is exactly what we were expecting. Let's go ahead and let it coast in until we're reasonably sure that by the time we stop, all the cars will be clear of the signs, and I think right about there is good. Let's go take a look, make sure we're actually clear of the signs. Yes, we are. I'm not actually sure if that matters, to be honest, but for my particular sensibility, I think it matters. So we'll set a brake of our engine, go out here and set a brake for one of these cars, get ourselves decoupled. Oops. Reverse order, do that, and this, and we should be good to shut down. Let's get all these things set the way I want them. Fuel cut off to turn it off. Parking brake is set so we don't need any of those, and we can kill those breakers. And we're all parked. So we're here on golf, and the office is due west, which is this way, I think. There it is. Green light up high tells you where the office is. And just remember, here's the look at this board before we complete the shunting order, assuming we've done it right. And we absolutely have. We got ourselves a bonus payday. Well done, no damage. Take our cash. How much did we end up with, by the way? 49,000. Very nice. And you'll notice something right here. This order literally just arrived, and I know it just arrived because it was over here where it shouldn't be. I'm gonna put it right in the center and feature it. So what's happened is completing this shunting order has now created a logistical haul for these 5 empty cars to be hauled to a food factory in town to be reused. And that is where we're going to start getting into the economic sim of Derail Valley as it is in build 98. So let me flip my scene in OBS and kind of talk your way through this here. What I'm showing on the screen is the Derail Valley economic loop as of build 98. At the beginning of the game, you have access to freight hauls. The next license you can reasonably get relatively quickly, even right away, is shunting orders. So every freight haul that you complete will create a shunting order to unload and store the empty cars. From there, those shunting orders will oftentimes, I'm not sure what the percentage of time is, but they generate logistical haul orders like the one that we're seeing here that was just now generated. I think on occasion, that's why I have a dotted line here, it'll then create a shunting order to load, to use those cars, or some more of those cars, to assemble and load a new train for delivery somewhere else. We didn't see any new shunting order made here. That's because the logistical haul order was made for these cars to go to another station. But those logistical haul orders, when they're delivered, will create a shunting order to should create a shunting order to load and assemble a new train going somewhere else. And then that would therefore create a freight haul order. So that's sort of the economic game loop. Freight haul, shunting order to unload, logistical haul order to move the empty cars somewhere, and a shunting order to load and assemble back to freight haul. So that is going to be it for this episode of Derail Valley. In the next episode, we're going to complete the economic loop with logistics orders by buying that license. Until then, I'm Sim Gaber, and this has been Derail Valley Simulator.